Good evening, Hank. Today is Friday, and I am you from the future. If you don't know who Hank Green is, he is a YouTuber, he is an author, he's an entrepreneur, just a great overall, caring, loving human that I don't know personally, but I can relate to this specific thing of being told you have cancer, and all of this is in front of you. All the treatment, all the feels, all the things are ahead of you. And so I'm making this video to hopefully encourage you, Hank, but also anyone that is watching this that just got told that they have cancer and they're like, now what? And how am I supposed to feel? What am I have the benefit of hindsight, and I want to share a little bit of that with you. This video came out from the Vlog Brothers just a few hours ago, and if you haven't seen that, I'll link it right over here, and you can check it out. But my story is that during the pandemic, I thought I was constipated, and so I was doing all the treatments you would expect for that, and then about 48 hours later, I still thought I was sick, and I woke up from a nap, and I had a fever. My wife, who is a nurse, was like, okay, if you really are constipated and you have a fever, that means your body's shutting down and we need to go to the ER right now. So we go to the hospital, and it was a whole night of blood work and tests. And because of what I thought I had, they scanned this area, and it was an x-ray. And then they came back and they said, well, now we want to do a CT. And they kept coming back for blood work. They would come in and they'd take blood, and then they would come back and they'd want to take more blood in a different area. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but we were there for like 6-7 hours. So finally, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And this whole time, we're hanging out in a triage room. We never actually got to a room. We finally, at the end of the evening, because they were so busy, we get to a room. I finally get to see a doctor. And the doctor said, okay, the reason you came in here is you just have a stomach bug and you're dehydrated, nothing that antibiotics and fluids can't fix. However, while we were scanning this area, we found a thing, and we think it's cancer, and we're admitting you into the hospital right now. Now, this is the middle of the pandemic, so my wife can't stay with me because there's restrictions on that. I've just been told I have cancer. I don't know what kind of cancer it is. I don't know what stage it is. I don't know if it's treatable, if it's not treatable. Do I have a year to live? Do I have 3 months to live? Do I have a week to live? Like, all I know is I have cancer, and I am all alone in a hospital room. And I am a pastor, and I'm a man of faith, but I will tell you that when you're in a room like that and you get news like that, it gets real very fast. So I found out that I had testicular cancer, that besides the obvious, there's also a mass the size of a tennis ball that was kind of in this area that was pushing up against one of my ureters. One of my kidneys was actually in the process of shutting down because it couldn't drain properly because it was pinched because this thing is pushing up against it. And so it was day after day after they had to put a stent in, they had to do a biopsy to figure out what this was, other surgeries to like just get me ready for treatment. And the treatment was chemotherapy, 3 rounds of it. So it was a 9-10 week process. And Hank, one of the things that I resonated with you, why I wanted to make this video, is that I too am a very driven person. I also like to create things, and I don't want to just sit around. So I really had to struggle with that. So a lot of like the advice you've gotten of, this is your job now. Your main focus is to beat this thing, and everything else will get figured out. In the presence of a vacuum, of you not being there, other people are going to come in and fill that, and things will still get done. And I'm not saying that's going to be easy. And I remember in my mind, okay, I'm not going to be able to do all the things, but I'm going to try to work some. So I know I can't give 100%, but in my mind, I figured, I can probably give like 30-40%, which seemed like really super low, but I could do that. And there was a moment like halfway 2/3 of the treatment where I had to give up even that. And I have my nurse here looking down at me, and my wife, who's also a nurse, looking down at me saying, you can't go to work this weekend. You can't. Your immune system is 0. You can't do it. I'm like, but I have to be there. No, you don't. And I remember being angry. I was mad and angry that I could not. I'm not sure who I was angry or mad at, but I was mad and angry that I couldn't do the thing. In my mind, maybe it was a control thing, that I was going to give 30%, and I couldn't even give the 30% that I somehow promised to whoever. But this is your job. This is what you do. Focus on this one day at a time. That advice is absolutely solid. One of the beautiful things that can come out of a situation like that is that we all have those friends, those people around us that say, I would do anything for you. If you need help, if there's anything I can do, I'll be there for you. Well, this is a chance for the people around you to show that. And it is one of the most overwhelming, wonderful, humbling things where people come in and they take care of you, they take care of your family, they step in to fill the gap, to do the things that you're supposed to be doing, and it's wonderful and it's really hard. But your friends get an opportunity to love you at a level that most people don't get to see or experience. And so you come out of that with stronger relationships with the people that you are friends with because the opportunity presented itself. Your port, most likely they're going to put a port, right? Something like here. Mine was here, right here. They put something like in your body, and it's like this little, not meshy, but like this little squishy plastic thing that like they dig into your skin. They put it right here. Then that ties into a vein. And then when you get treatments or need blood work or whatever, instead of like doing an IV and doing it through here, they just tap into this. The port is the best thing ever. It was so wonderful, especially someone like me. I don't like needles. The night I went to the hospital, my biggest worry was, oh my gosh, I have to have an IV. But they'll most likely put it in a port, and then obviously there's like skin there, but other than that, there's nothing else to go through. And it's like every time they went to go access my port, I was like, I am so thankful, because they put a little cream on there, a little spray on there. You don't feel a thing. And sometimes, like when I have my treatments, some weeks were like every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they would put that port in and they would leave it in the whole week. And so once they access the port for the treatment, they would just disconnect it. And then I would come back the next day and they would connect it back up. And there was no needles, no poking, no nothing. And I loved it. Be prepared to sleep a lot. I mean, a lot. You're going to sleep at home. You're going to sleep at treatment. I wouldn't worry too much about having a lot of time on your hands to watch movies and listen to music and all that kind of stuff. Maybe towards the beginning, but the further you get into the treatment, I found that I stopped bringing stuff to do because I just slept. Now, me specifically, they were giving me IV level Benadryl. Something about it would make the medicine take better or easier for the body to take it in. I don't know. I'm not the science one. But that Benadryl that's no joke. It'll knock you out. And so after a while, I just stopped bringing stuff. I brought a blanket and a pillow because in the treatment center, I slept a lot. Be prepared to sleep a lot and allow yourself, someone who wants to go, you're just going to sleep a lot. Losing your hair is weird. It just is. And it usually happens for me. It was like week 2, week 3. And I talked to the lady that cut my hair and I was like, okay, so how does this work? And she said, well, you'll know when it's time. And when it is, call me and we'll take care of it. And by take care of it, she meant that she would shave it off. Sure enough, I remember being in the shower and I was kind of doing this with my shampoo, and I would look at my hands and there were just like I was shedding like a dog, like all these hairs. I'd even look at my pillow. I would lay down, there'd just be these hairs everywhere. And so that's how I knew it was time to go ahead and get my head shaved. And I can't say, I was told that I had a good noggin. Like there was a lot of people that were, I don't know, they're just trying to be nice or whatever. They're like, you look good with no hair. Like you have a good shaped head. Which is a weird compliment, but I'll take it. But I will tell you that I never really fully was okay with not having hair. And you just have to be okay with not having hair. And for me, as quickly as it started, it felt like it was over. Now, I mean, it was not an awesome time and I didn't feel great. And I felt like the world was passing me by at certain moments. But now I'll have conversations with people that I haven't maybe seen in a long time. And they're like, so how are you doing? And I'm like, oh, that's right. I was sick. I had cancer. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Like, I am fortunate that I get to live a life now where most days I get to forget that I had cancer. And one of the things that I even struggle with to this day, and it's been years, and I hope this isn't you, but be prepared if it is, be prepared to feel guilty that you're cured. It's the weirdest phenomenon. Because mine was very treatable. You most likely will get on the other end of this pretty easily. Not to minimize like the actual treatment and all that, but 6 months from now, you'll be getting back to life, most likely. But in the process, you're gonna become acutely aware of just how bad it could have been, and you'll meet people that, like for me, I was told 3 rounds and you're done. Whereas there's other people that are on round 7, 8, 9, 10, and they don't know when the end is. They don't know if there is going to be an end. They don't know if they will be cured. And so now I get lumped into a category of people that have had cancer, and sometimes, a lot of times, I feel like I don't deserve it because I didn't go through what they did. And it's the weirdest feeling ever. I don't know if I have necessarily any advice to offer on that because I haven't figured it out myself, but at least take comfort in the fact that you're not the only one that might feel that way. One of the things that I found myself doing in the process is I started making vlog videos, which is kind of what kickstarted this specific channel because I had another channel doing another type of YouTube videos. And so what I did while I was going through cancer kind of catapulted this whole genre. And so if you want to see a little bit more of the journey, because every week I would vlog about what I was feeling in the moment as far as like what it was like to go through cancer and to go through treatments. I'm going to share those up here, and in this area it can be the next set of videos you watch, including the very next one, at the very least, is a video where I took the sound of my medicine pump for my chemo and I turned it into a song. If your name is Hank Green, thanks for watching this. If your name is not Hank Green, thank you for watching this. My goal is to encourage you and to help you to know that you are not alone.